From inexpensive coffee cups and clocks to very expensive sports cars, just about everything we use is the creation of designers. We may not spend much time thinking about them, but they spend plenty of time thinking about us.
Design has the power and the influence to actually make very large social and behavioral shifts in the world. And design, I think, is a very nice tool, an instrument, really, to shape human behavior.
The designer, Karam Rashid, is not one to be modest. His mission is nothing less than to make everyone's life better through design.
Design is here. And design is not a fad, and it's not a trend, and it's not a style. It is about shaping the world. It's about changing the world. It's about shaping culture.
Products Rashid has designed, shoes, lamps, chairs, are now on exhibit at Price Tower, the Frank Lloyd Wright designed Prairie Skyscraper in Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
Oh my God, look at it. It's turned out beautiful. Huh?
Richard Townsend, director of the Price Tower Art Center, says Rashid has much in common with Wright.
He, like Frank Lloyd Wright, is interested in how people exist, interact, live within their environment.
The Garbo trash can was Rashid's first big contribution to making our lives better. If Rashid were a rock star, the Garbo would have gone platinum. It sold so many.
I think somewhere between 4 and 6 million. I don't know the real number, but it's up there. It's a pretty enormous thing.
Now, the Garbo is included in the collection of New York's Museum of Modern Art, where Paola Antonelli is curator of architecture and design.
It is good design. It is inexpensive. It is for everybody. It's durable. It's made with processes that at that time were among the most updated.
Antonelli has a collection and a book she calls Humble Masterpieces.
In this case, there's a few humble masterpieces altogether. One is a great American masterpiece, which is the Maglite. You know, the first one was in 1982. Then next to it, one of the first disposable cameras, you know, from 1987, Kodak camera. Now they're completely obsolete. Of course, you know, the beverage can with the non-removable pull tab opener. This was quite an invention. And it sits next to another great American invention, the corkscrew, and acceptable also by French wine experts.
We have booster ignition.
Even if designers themselves don't change the world, they figure out how to harness a changing world for the rest of us to use.
Designers try their little bits to change the world, but in truth, what I think that they're really good at is taking major developments, major revolutions, technological, historical, social, or otherwise, and what they do is they make them understandable, usable, manageable by normal people.
Behind plenty of unlikely products these days, there's a story of hard-working designers. The Swiffer carpet flick didn't just happen.
So again, we thought, okay, so it needs to be very simple. We don't have any electric motors. We want it to be something that preferably kind of no moving parts would be really nice.
Tim Brown leads IDEO, the California design company Procter & Gamble asked to develop an inexpensive carpet sweeper.
This is our sort of prototyping dirt here. So, you know, and then you like something like as simple. This is a piece of packaging. This is actually from another P&G product, and we just like cut a slot in it. And you know what happens when you know, and it turns out that you can pick stuff up. Now we thought that's very interesting, and so we developed that through lots of other kinds of prototypes, and then eventually, you know, you get to the finished thing, which is, you know, capable of doing a nice job of cleaning all this stuff off the floor.
But making something that works is just the beginning. Designers also strive to make their creations desired.
Great design is a combination of two things: usefulness or utility and emotion. What draws people to things, of which beauty is part of it. Sometimes it's other things beyond beauty. It's just kind of lust, if you will. I want that fast BMW or whatever it might be.
Looking very...
That fast BMW may well have been designed at BMW Design Works USA in Southern California, where President Verena Close says the designers stay creative by putting their minds to a wide variety of projects.
We call it still cross-fertilization, that you learn when you work for one industry that you learn for the other industry. It's amazing what kind of insights, what kind of thoughts are being developed.
It seems that by nature, designers are always thinking about better ways to do things.
So when you're sitting down to design, when you're getting your folks together to design something, what do you go for first?
Well, the first thing is you don't just sit and think. The first thing is you get out into the world. So the first thing our teams do is go out and observe users, observe consumers in their lives, doing the kinds of things that we're interested in designing around.
Interest in strong design is being driven by a highly competitive global economy, says Karim Rashid.
The minute competition gets fierce, the only way you're going to survive is by differentiation. So design became the powerful differentiator, let's say, in a brand.
America's embrace of design and designers is perhaps nowhere more evident than in the aisles of a Target store. The discount chain has proven that design can translate into dollars.
If we made these things and no one bought them, we wouldn't keep making them because we have to sell things in our store. So that's a good...
Minda Grolnick is one of Target's creative directors. She says Americans have a new appreciation for good design.
In the 90s, when the VW Beetle came out and the iMac, and it came out in all these colors, and people were like, wow, why would a computer need to be a color, a fashion color? We're all soaking that in, and it's coming out in lots of things. I think it's coming out in what people seek to buy.
There's designer after designer.
Right.
So Target now stocks big-name clothing designers like Isaac Mizrahi and Liz Lang, the interior designer Thomas O'Brien, and a seemingly endless collection of creations from Michael Graves.
I think people started noticing that design makes a difference. People are realizing that they can make their kitchen look better, and it will give them joy.
Beyond joy, design is also bringing a kind of democracy. So an item like the iPod, carried around by millions, can also have a place of honor in the Museum of Modern Art. Design has made art a part of everyday life.
It has raised the threshold of acceptance by the consumers. It has raised the bar, and I don't think that the bar is ever going to be able to go down.